Hey, it's Akuye Dede again. You think you've had enough of me? I'm coming right at you. Today's guest, one of my dearest friends. I went to Achimota Secondary School with her. She's actually our class president. Can you believe this? Her name. I have so many names for her. She's Dr. Barbara Easmon, but we fondly call her Babo. So, Babo, please introduce yourself. Tell us how you got.
Thank you very much, Dede. It's a pleasure to be here. And I must say, I was a bit surprised when you got to touch me this interview. I was wondering why you and what was all this about. But how I got here, as in career-wise, I started off as a communications person. I did my national service at the University of Ghana after school.
Wow.
Basically, with alumni office. They set up the first alumni office in one of the pioneers.
Wow.
Thereafter, I did a few things in some private companies. I ultimately found myself in the oil marketing industry. And I would say that's where I've remained for the past 26 years.
Wow.
So technically, that's where I am now.
Marketing. Well, I'll get some tips from you because God knows I don't know anything about marketing. You grew up in Akosombo.
Yes.
How did you end up in Achimota?
That's interesting. Akosombo, as we knew those days, of course, even till now, it's the Center for Power Generation in Ghana. My daddy was one of the engineers then in Easmon for
Wow.
So that's where we were all born. I was in a family of 3 children.
Oh, wow.
The first of the 3, girl, 2 boys. And we had very interesting times in Akosombo. We all looked out for each other. It was kind of a small community, a little London kind of. And almost everybody wanted to come to Akosombo because we have a dam. We all had all these tourist sites, and the Adoni Bridge,
Right.
and the Volta Hotel, which most of our friends love to come to over the weekend. For us, it was just a normal thing because we lived there.
For some of us, it wasn't. It was like a touristy thing. If you're good, your parents would take you to Akosombo to check out the dam and all the touristy sites. So I loved it. So I keep going to Achimota because I love this lady. That's where we all stand. How did Achimota impact you? How has it shaped you to become the beautiful, poised, professional lady, mother, wife that you are?
Okay, so I'll give credit to my mother. Maiden name Flora Rafia. She was an Akuye as well. She passed 8 odd years ago. So, but you know, when something impacts you so much, it just flows. Everything that we did, it was Achimota or nothing. So there was this debate at the time. Common entrance, where is Barbara going? My daddy was a Catholic, so the obvious choice at the time was
Holy Child.
And then, of course, Achimota won the day. And it's very interesting. I'll tell you what happened. Because our set, I always say that our set is the most resilient, the 85 weeks. Why is that so? Before we went to Achimota School, I think it was that year, there was this incident. It brings bad memories, but again, I think that's what really made us resilient.
Can I help you with that?
Please,
the coup d'etat,
beyond
and then beyond the coup, there was a famine. There was a lot of difficulty.
Yes.
Families were going apart. It was bad. It was bad. It was a tough year.
And then the school itself. Did you ever hear of the Rape Town incident?
Oh!
No. There was an incident, a group of rowdy young boys, I would call them, were teenagers. tried to get adventurous by breaking into the girls' houses, and it made the headlines in the newspapers. And so, for those of us who close at Chinese, our mates will tease us endlessly. Are you going to that reason? So, for those of us who entered that field, I always say we were so resilient.
Oh yes,
and that's what is not of this one. And that's resilient.
Yes,
that against all odds, we didn't change our minds. We still entered, and as you said, they were trying times. We had mates who came from different backgrounds with different issues.
Yes,
and so for me, what I picked up from Achinota at the time, which has guided me till now, is the fact that I always want to look beyond the personality. I don't just judge.
That's what I love about you. That's what I love about you. Because you embraced me. And we all know I'm not the easiest person. You accepted me. And I started observing you and I thought, wow, there's a lot to this girl. Because not many people can handle it. But you do it with so much love, so much patience. For a young lady, I'm like, where is this coming from?
The name's Grace.
Ow. Ow.
But it's always important to look beyond the personality. In fact, throughout my career, I've had instances where, my teammates have said, this girl is so rude, she's this, she's that. Don't confirm her appointment. Fire this person. Do this, do that. But one of the things I've always done is, I'm a family-oriented person.
Right.
It's not just blood.
Right.
But if I find myself with a team, whether it's at work, in church, any social setting, I try to build that kind of family around.
Okay.
So there was this instance. We have this young lady who, quite abrasive. She would a question, something that it would take somebody 100 years. Should just say, this girl. To the point that one day, somebody she was dating wasn't even her husband. Actually called me. I'm looking for this person. Is she in the office? And I'm like, okay. So I called him. And the other people were so upset. Why did you should have just jumped him. And I said, no, maybe there's an emergency. Anyway, that guy ended up being her husband and everything. So what I did was I got one of the gentlemen in the group to just get close to her and find out what kind of person. It turns out she grew up without a man.
There's always something behind it.
There's always something. By the time they got to the second school, their dad, I think the two sisters, their dad rented a place for them. That's it. So
she had to raise himself.
He raised himself. So for her, that's it really. Well, she turned out to be, in terms of figures,
right?
Sometimes some of us run away from math where we don't want to learn about. This was the person who was always doing the language.
Wow.
Taught me. That's why I say I look beyond.
Yes. I seriously love that about you. And I know you've been in the oil and gas industry for years. Marketing the mind boggles. I think of marketing, I'm not thinking because I don't know anything about marketing. But you think of that industry, I want you to talk a little bit about that. And then you move into road safety management. And then you're a lecturer. And then is there ubiquitous? Is there anything you don't do? Come on. And then you're a late teacher. Let's talk. Talk. Tell me.
Marketing is not new. You are a brand. Do you know that?
Really?
I say you brand yourself so well. When I see you, I see a complete thing. Is it okay? This is all this about. We're in the campaign season now.
Right.
Everybody is trying to put something forward. Marketing is just building a relationship. Wow, with your offer. But the kind of relationship you're building, you want to sustain it for life. That's all it is. Okay? Yeah.
you put it like that, it sounds simple.
I know there's a lot of work behind it. Yes, you mentioned all these facets of your life. Right. Again, it goes back to community. It built you to be versatile.
Yeah.
To fit in everything. Yes. My days in Achimota, I was in a cadet corps. I was a cultural dancer. I did the choir. I mean, I did virtually everything and enjoyed. You see, before I won it, my mother was always like, you know what? Just enjoy yourself.
Yes.
Anything you do. Like, of course, I took the enjoyment to a whole new level. And so, of course, at a certain point, it affected my results. But I always go back to my mother. My mother was a math, right physics. So at the point, she had to travel. She was an examiner for my head. While I was in Nigeria for a while, and then she came down when we were writing our poem. Have you treated this people? Then you're getting a grade 9. So that Easter, she pulled my cheeks, pulled my ears, everything that could be done to get the mark to me.
Right.
And truly, when we got back to the body, I was actually teaching my mates now.
When I needed somebody to teach me. Because
it was something else, you know. But I digress. So that is where all these, if I'll put it that way, I'm always adventurous. Yeah, I want to see what is happening every day. You know, I hear of this. So what's going on there? Find out what it is. You never know. So I got into marketing my business. My first degree was in languages, French and Spanish.
So, remember our French teacher named Mrs. Beecham said, oh my God, she said to me, Dede Javan. Languages, it's just sweet. Right, exactly. I struggled. So, you speak. Oh, should I say, yeah, Saba? Wow, see.
Okay. So what we did is that as part of the course, we had to do a 1 year abroad in a country that speaks the language. So we found ourselves in Cuba. And that is one of the best things.
Wow!
Because you see, you're given a scholarship.
Yes.
The whole idea is by the time you come, you should be speaking the language. So what do? Live with the people.
Yeah, party.
And our flat was at the edge of
muy caliente. I'm telling you, hot.
Almost every weekend, we have first. What is it? Somebody has bought a sound system. I mean, such, you know, how would I put it? Mundane, right, reasons, right? But we always had parties and neighbors came over. So we ended up really socializing with them.
So got to know their culture. And they have very rich culture.
Very rich. There you go, very rich. In fact, with some called me Barabara, you know how they do it, that pronunciation. Others called me Chandu. And I was wondering what Chandu is. Cuba is a blend of, it's a fusion of the Nigerian or Benin culture and the Spanish culture.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So you go to a typical home,
right?
The Catholic churches are there,
right?
And you will have a miniature of whether it's a god or whatever.
They have all these little weird things that
with a rosary hanging around the roof. And so the literal translation is Chango.
Oh, but that's you though. You can't boom, boom, boom. You know, but seriously, that's you. Because you take a child. When our dear friend, our sister, Elaine, her final year, her final months and weeks, we called you and I said, Babo, I don't even do hospitals. And you took charge. You went to the hospital. You took whatever Elaine needed because I couldn't go to the hospital. God knows I'm a hypochondriac. But I like how you organized, got all our friends to donate, contribute money towards her care. And I'm like, wow. My people call me tsunami, but no, you're the tsunami. So, I remember in the church, after she passed, I only had to look at you, and then I felt a sense of comfort. I'm like, she's there.
That was one sad moment for us.
Right.
They remained so
Rest in peace.
But she kind of brought us together.
Yes.
Into an event we had to deal with a lot of them. I can tell you, I did that also because I had passed through a phase about 4-5 years. It's not pleasant when you're going through these medical challenges, and you need to see this doctor, you need to do that. You need help,
right?
But sometimes what happens is your very close friends are the ones who will go asking, Barbara is just shrinking, and she got cancer. I have all those moments. So that's why I knew how to blame her.
Yes.
And I thank God for you, because friends like you, for raising the voice. Some of us even really know that's what it's. So basically, it's about helping somebody. I always think that inside every human being has something, right? And so it's been like that throughout my career.
Right.
Like I said, I got into marketing by default. After going through the hospitality industry, I was guest relations at the Golden Tulip Hotel. Today it's Lancaster.
Wow.
And then I joined the oil marketing industry. I get out yes.
Hospitality.
Yes.
Okay, so now everything is falling together. It's all falling. How was it? Was it fun? Did you teach us something? Because there are a lot of people who claim they're in the hospitality industry, and I couldn't. First of all, know what it means first.
Exactly. It's funny. I was working with this thing, and then high five to Mr. and Mrs. Kutwan.
High five, Mr. and Mrs.
First jobs. I was in marketing. I call it marketing, more of a sales person.
Right.
And so we were sponsoring the Golden Children. They had a children's party.
Right.
And got there and realized, well, somebody had been invited at the MC. The person came and was just wumbling and fumbling, and I looked at the thing and said, well, I'm not an MC. So at a point I just took over the room, and that was it.
Babo! See, that's you!
The general manager from Sheriff.
Wow,
that's how I got there.
That's how you got there.
So I was put on guest relations. And basically what it is, when they say the marketing brings the people in, then my job started. So anybody who entered the premises, I had to take charge. So whether it was to do with the airlines, checking them in and all that, whether it had to do with the in-house guests, we had different programs for different groups of people. For some, I always talk about the fact that some are born naturally, the flair. Others have to learn the job. And in this kind of industry, you don't put people who are introverts at the front desk. Okay. So it looks like sometimes our recruitment processes are not exactly fine-tuned to get people to fit. We are putting square eggs in round.
And when round holes, there you go.
So that's
what it is.
You're right. And the state, I think, has to not necessarily that we're putting up hotels or whatever, but making sure the infrastructure is there. My mother comes from Amigemi, by the way. Mount Tipo Place. Mount Gemi, by the way, is the highest human settlement in Ghana.
Stop!
And that is where she stood. That's good tourist. Wow! So you want to make sure the hotel, anything to make sure people enjoy themselves. I went there lately, it looks like, the road has been packed.
Don't talk to me about roads. Oh, you talk to me about roads. Road management, safety.
There's this lovely place we went to. I went for a 60th birthday. That was right. That is shy. Have you heard of that?
No, in Ghana. You get that? Hey, I'm going to get that. Yeah, I'm going to get that.
We have one sound in Ghana. You know that? Not the Mashona, the Lamadi, the blue one.
Not in Jeremy.
Yeah.
Real white sound. You tell the people for me.
So we have all these in Ghana. And somewhere along my career, I had to do it and audit in the oil industry. Right along the beachfront, right from Accra to Elugu, because we had premix service tanks. And I chose on this beautiful place. We call this process Akuye. It's in the western region, it's after Accra. Oh, I don't know whether you've heard of that. Oh. You actually travel through the forest.
Right.
And so this is a real forest where you don't see the sky. So it's dark. And then you suddenly appear at this beautiful beach. I saw the words and I said, in Ghana. So we have beautiful places.
Oh. But we're not promoting it enough.
We are not.
This is where you come in.
And so it's a beautiful look. People, Ghana has lovely places. Tell them lovely places and all the culture. You come from Kubo area. Hey, you know what it's like with a beach. We have beautiful people.
Yes.
With beautiful hearts.
Oh, thank you.
So, you know, that is hospitality.
Yes.
We have the human resources. It's just a matter of putting it straight.
That's it. And we need to talk to the right people to do that. Prepare the day again. You think you've had enough of me? I'm coming right at you. So, in all of that, I wanted to ask you. I know, okay, you're corporate, in the oil industry, road and safety industry, and you're very high up. Now, your gender, because in America, see the cultural difference in America. As a female, if you're up there, there are always some people down there trying to bring you down just because of your gender. How has your gender affected your roles? Positives and negatives.
I can speak a lot to positives.
Right.
I was the first female taken as a territory manager in the oil industry.
Wow.
I recall, we're about 12 interviews. I was the only female in the room. I think they took care of us there. And I must say, I've stood on the shoulders of giants.
Wow.
I had wonderful people to mentor me. One such person, Yankee, I'll mention his name.
Right.
Because I had to take over from him because he was being used to ChitChat.
Right.
Within a month, I have picked up, a lot.
He was a good mentor.
He was a good mentor. I had a lot of support.
Right.
Even though it was an American company, right, and we would have these biases. I met a few people, most of the females were secretaries. Either secretaries or, we had a head of legal who was a female. But
that's about it.
So, of course, I had to work extra hard. Being a territory manager in the oil industry, some call it mafia industry. It is a mafia industry. And you're going to be dealing with all these rich oil merchants. You see the people who own the service station. They have all this money. Yeah, they put up the some have 2, 3, 4 service stations. We are talking about millions of dollars. Wow! And you are going to tell them, no, you shouldn't do this. This is not the way to go about it. Pay your workers. It's very, but you see,
were you intimidated?
Never.
You know me. I didn't think so.
Yeah, there were times that, it was a bit difficult. But I wouldn't say it was discrimination against. It probably was even easier for me.
Okay.
As a female.
Okay.
At the point I had to handle different territories, Accra, Ethiopia, and etc. But then I was transferred to nursing. And it was a promotion because then I was promoted to the role of an area manager.
Wow.
So I saw the territory managers. So I had 2 territories under me. We had Northern and Kumasi North and Kumasi South. But these started from Mpoko all the way up to the north. Okay. And it was interesting. The first day I'll give you, we had we call them dealers. Right. So I go to visit this family. And who is this lady? Oh, she's going to take over as area manager. Yeah. Have you told her we don't speak English here?
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
So I speak your language. Oh, madam. Oh, okay. Then you are one of us.
That was it. I find that a little bit surprising. Do you know why? Because I think Ghanaian men, as much as they are emasculated and misunderstood, are also a little chauvinistic, where they find it difficult to take instructions from a woman. But with you, knowing your personality, you don't come across as, hey, look at me, I'm taking over. You have this air of humility about you. Meanwhile, you're very strong.
Really?
Yes.
You make me sound like an angel. I'm not. I've had my moments in the corporate world, okay?
Right.
There were times, I could fight in fact, the guys were using me to fight with that. And somehow, I get away with something. Right. And it was not always. There was the time I was in Kumasi and I was an issue. Hey, you can't do the work. I can come back to that. And I did. I come back to Accra. Right. And also so we had, and then Ghana belongs to a cluster.
Right.
What we call as the Ghana West Africa cluster. So Cote d'Ivoire, all the West African countries.
Right.
So our boss was in Cote d'Ivoire. You see that in Senegal, the head of it.
Right.
Hello. That's another of my great mentors.
Oh.
So he came down. I think saw the exchange.
Right.
Down. Hey, what are you doing here? I said, well, my boss says I should come. I'll come. Do you know what we are bringing you for? Oh, please. I trained you. Go back.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, you must recognize as a human being when you made a mistake.
Right.
And I made it. Wow. And you see, that's the beauty of if you don't take things personally. No. This boss that we have a fight with eventually is the one who pushed me to the place. Among 8, let's say 3 area managers, I was the one who pushed.
Wow.
So that's another lesson.
Yeah.
Don't burn, what do they call it?
Don't burn the bridges.
Don't burn the bridges. That should never happen.
And leave the emotions
outside. We call them aside.
Yeah.
So so from, of course, I used to travel. Bonnie, Laura, it was tough. But I had very good territory managers who they are not going to allow you to go alone. And they would always want to go with me. And the service station managers. That's one thing, really. If I'm leaving Tamale to Bolga, right, and within 2 hours I don't get to Bolga, they start panicking. Because this person is going to call Bolga. Has she arrived here? Please. So where is she?
So that the next word was oh my God.
And it was a family thing. That's me. I always made it. Yeah. So there was always that. So, well, long story short, at the point, I was at the North was doing so well. Okay. So we had auditors coming from the time the head office was in Brussels. And they saw the work we had done. Then I didn't know what was going on in the background. But then I was asked to go to CFO to kind of help them to also straighten out the.
And your French helped.
English.
Oh, it's English. Wait, where's the French?
Senegal, yes.
Okay.
Which we used to do often because that was our headquarters for West Africa.
Right.
So I went to do that job. And the glory of God, it looks like I was being prepared in a way. So when my boss resigned, I took it. Wow! I can tell you, when I was going home on Friday, I didn't know this. I got to the office and that is how it happened. Wow! Yeah. A lot of my career has been defined.
Right.
It's not because I am better than someone. I always feel that.
You work hard.
Yeah, I do.
You're resilient. So you're determined. You're also audacious. You're both. You don't shy away from challenges.
And challenges they will come. So the team, one of the things I've always done, and I got this from one of my church friends. Always take the dirty job.
I like that. Because that's where you get noticed, actually. That's where the jobs nobody wants. Everybody is that's what, yes.
For the job, take the dirty job.
You mentioned that you were mentored. Yes. But now you're a mentor. So you enjoy mentoring. So I like to ask some of these tough things. And you know Dede's going to get naughty. You have, because of where you work, you have people from the international world. You also teach, a professor, adjunct professor. I mean, I don't care about adjunct, you're a professor. You're teaching marketing and everything. You're grooming students, people to go out there in the world. LGBTQ. I know you're a late preacher, but I know you also love everybody. So what would you tell, what kind of advice would you give students that you're mentoring, that you're teaching, that you're training? Because it's a very competitive world out there. And Ghana is a very faith-based nation. And being gay is legal apparently. What would you tell them? Because when they go out there, they can't take their faith-based ideals and cultural ideals out there. What would you say to them?
It's as though you were in my class 2 days ago. I was telling them that, you are being prepared for the outside world. I know that some lectures will just come teach and whatever. I always confuse my lectures with real life situations. I love that. It's part, it's not the formal type of mentoring, but giving them the opportunity to, think outside the box. What can you do? You are going out there to solve problems.
Right.
So some of you want to be CEOs one day, heads of marketing, you want to have your own business. So if you have a business like our gifting business,
right,
where you want to now export or probably do a setup in the US,
right,
you are going to advertise, aren't you? You want to reach some markets.
Mm-hmm.
You and I know in the US, there's a lot of money for the LGBTQ community, isn't there?
Oh, hell yeah.
There's a lot of people. How are you going to reach them? Okay. Love your neighbor. That is one thing. I've been talking about this.
You have.
I am also a very strong faith-based person. Yeah, I do not subscribe to LGBTQ plus. I do not.
Right.
But then again, these are human beings created by the same God.
Right.
So you're going to go out there with a competitive thing. In today's world, even in Ghana, multinational environment, there is diversity and inclusion.
There you go.
What it meant 26 years ago when I joined the Roman Catholic Church
it's different.
At that time, let's give Barbara an opportunity because she's a female. So, but it's beyond that.
It's beyond that. It's gone way beyond that.
My take on this, well, first of all, whatever happens behind somebody's head, it's not me. That's me. And I only pray for the goods. Because whatever is being practiced, that society feels is wrong.
Right.
Nobody knows what happens.
It could be swinging on chandeliers and doing all kinds of things.
Which may also not appear right in the sight of God. So every day we just ask for this. I tell them, treat every human being as an individual. Everybody has a talent, something unique. So that is what you have to look out for.
Look beyond their sexual orientation.
Yes.
Look beyond all of that.
And they are human beings. We want humanity. I told them, when you look at literature, United Airlines, right? They have a crew that is all LGBTQ plus. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. They have the magazines, they have whatever it is. So Gippy is going out and she wants to sell her skincare product.
Right.
And skincare or any of those products are for they are for families.
Right.
In Ghana here the commercial, typical family, father, male, mother, female, and all the children, different genders. You go out there, you want to reach out to that community, you probably have to diversify your commercials.
Oh, yeah.
Marketing now.
Yeah, can you see that?
You want to reach one. Listen, are you going to still use the traditional father, mother, female,
right?
And then children? You may have to, because over there, it's different. Your orientation is different. You have a household of 2 male parents.
Oh, yes.
With different children. Exactly. And so, how are you hoping to survive in that kind of environment? You are okay if you don't subscribe to it, but I will tell you the implications so that when you go out,
yes,
it's up to you. So that's me.
Hey, you're a wife. You're a mother of 3. I've met your son. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, my question. I'll ask you the easy one. How do you balance? Because you seem to be, I call you ubiquitous mother. You're everywhere, doing everything. How do you balance work, and home? You're a wife, you're being a wife, you're a mother, you have a child, and then you have work.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I will not sit here and say I'm the most perfect person. Right. Something has to do. Sometimes it's a job. Sometimes it's a promotion.
Right.
Okay. And I have also had my share of not being promoted to positions that I would have wanted to. Okay. There are times that I've had to take time because yes, life has to go.
Yes.
And you get married, you get pregnant, you have to have a child. You go through the phases as a female. And so I've been through all that. And I think last week, I had a board meeting. Crazy board meeting. And when I finished, I got my finance to, discuss the figures.
Yeah.
And then I had a call from my son's school. He's not well. Can somebody get him? And my office is in Denmark, so you can imagine. I had to call 1 or 2 teachers. Can you get me home? Right. There's nobody home, but at least he knows where the key is. Right. So it's not an easy thing. It's how a female balancing all these roles. Right. I always say that, I go back to God and I say, every day I tell them, I don't know what to expect, but you know what lies ahead. Just give me the strength. I'm talking about being okay. So I'm a mother, and now my son is there. 2 older divas. I call them my divas. One is she just done with her master's in international affairs. Wow! The other one is also working, as an administrator of the school. So yeah, they are kind of on their own, but my eyes are still there. Just with your eyes, So it's a balancing act. And to all the, my fellow females, you can never get everything right, okay? So you try to manage, you have to balance. So I got home, my son was running a temperature. Midnight, we are at the hospital. But by the next morning, I had to go back to it. So that's it. You live with it.
And knowing you tend to do, with everything you do, you excel at it. I wouldn't say you're a perfectionist. Because when people say, I'm a perfectionist, that person, then the person's not human. But you put in your 110. And I love that about you. So, guys, we keep hearing about everywhere I think female empowerment. We're doing organizations, events. Everything is about female empowerment. Or we're mentoring these girls to do this. They were grooming these girls to do what exactly? Marry who? The guys? Are we mentoring the guys? Who's mentoring them? Who's shaping them up to become great citizens? Who's doing that?
Yeah. I mean,
Dr. Easmon.
I agree with you.
Talk to me.
Again, it's yesterday, that's at the lecture. I know I mentioned that. Yes, there's a lot, and yes, people need to be empowered.
Yes.
And traditionally, yes, the female has not been given as much opportunity within our culture.
Right.
But then again, there have been so many initiatives. You know, NGOs, everybody is, empowering females and all that. You go to, in fact, within certain multinational organizations,
right,
the females are taking it. The University of Ghana, the population of females is higher than males. So you see, there's a conscious effort. Right. What is happening is that focus is being shifted from the males. But it's a society. You know, Achimota talks about the black and white keys. Oh, to make good music. Oh, it's a black and white key. You can't just play the white keys and make it. The black has to come in. So whatever it is, males and females must coexist. And if you're bringing these up and you are leaving these, what happens at the point? And how are we going to fill that gap? We are going to leave a problem for future generations. Exactly. So the males have to be part of it. And that's one thing I do. I mean, I mentor females and mentor males. I don't discriminate. And I can tell you, I've had wonderful males that have worked with me. Some came, quite a number, national service. I don't know them from anywhere. I usually take people, anybody who comes, they give you the person, take the person. And by the time the person is leaving, you know the person has, been given all these skills. Wow. You go back to my home. I need somebody to help with my son. He's younger.
Yeah.
And so 5 years ago, I had this gentleman. He's kind of a kid. He's my son, actually.
Right.
And when my husband saw his results, he attended Lavina. He did once, and we were like, no, you are going back to school. And so such a person, to the glory of God, who is now doing our national service. He's finished the University of Ghana, and it's not easy because sometimes then this morning, for instance, he had to wake up. He had to clean my car, and I noticed he didn't look too often.
Right.
But like I said, it's not so much a conscious of the matter. Bring them along with you. Bring them along. And the reason why I'm saying this is I am raising a boy.
Yes.
My husband is in the security forces.
Right.
So, but because of his job, he's hardly ever around. So I'm both father and mother in most cases. But Ben is a male figure.
Right.
And I realized he had a good heart. So what I did was I said, I am raising you and I want my son to be like you when he grows. So it doesn't matter where you come from.
Yeah.
As long as now you are part of the family.
Yes.
You have gone through school. So it helps my son with his homework and everything. I mean, that burden has been taken because he read French and I said, that French you read in my body, please help him with his French homework. Wow, he does it. I had quite a number of Emmanuel was brought up as a national service person. And today Emmanuel is in France with his wife and they have a lovely baby. He's my godson. Mm-hmm. Wow, yeah, he started with me as national service. Gradually, in fact, at a point, our chief executive actually took him to work with him because, I'm happy when it happens.
Yeah.
Even though I've lost somebody,
that's a success.
Somebody notices me and before you realize, I mean, he's in France every now and then, at least I get some good perfume. That's what came from him. It's one of those things. Right, you have to find time to pay you a visit. But these are the kinds of things we should do.
Yeah.
And once in a while, keep an eye. What I do with my son, I say, hey, please don't go and treat anybody's daughter like that. you saw what this person did to you. No. That's not how gentlemen behave, So it should be rounded.
Yes.
It's not just education, but
it should be
socially.
Exactly. Exactly. Wow.
My mother used to say, with the females, it's easy to, can I have something for transport? Sometimes for the females, we have a way of getting things.
Yeah.
It's difficult for the male child.
So what should we do?
And that's why we need to invest a bit more in the male child as well.
I believe so.
Empower them.
Exactly.
Your son has finished school. You have an old car at home. You are not spoiling the person. No. But you also want to make sure they are responsible. And that's what I do with my son. I said, you haven't shown responsibility. So you are not going, Mommy, I'm responsible. I said, you are not. But these are values we need to build in them as well.
Still in them.
Yeah.
Because I meet young men these days and I'm like, who's raising these people? So they'll just saunter in and not even greet.
No.
They would open the door, or when you open the door, they open the door and slam it in your face when you're right behind them.
They walk past you.
They walk right past you. And I'm like, hey, what happened to just basic manners?
Exactly.
How are you going to cope in? It's getting more competitive by the second.
It is. We really say and they, if you get them, I tell them, you have the benefit of technology today.
Exactly.
So please, you have no excuse. You need to use technology. I'm proud to say my son does, all this TikTok and Instagram, I'm not into it. But my son said, Mommy, you cannot be. And then even this morning, he said, you have a handle. I said, you are going to. No. Exactly. And I encourage him to do that. But gradually, I monitor. In between, I'm like, hey, you shouldn't be watching this. Keep an eye. Exactly. Raise people who are responsible and can contribute effectively to society.
Wow. Okay, so we're getting to the hot takes. You're lucky. I'm going to give you a very small one. So in Ghana we have the Okada bicycle riders for deliveries. Should we ban them or keep them? I think they should be banned. I hope I don't get in trouble for that. They drive me nuts.
They do. This morning when I was coming, one did that to me. And, I just said to myself, you probably made me revise what I was going to say. But you see, it's a whole economy.
Right.
It's a complete economy that is offering employment to a lot of people. Yes.
They should train them at least.
So that's where I'm getting to. Probably the state has to take charge.
Yes.
It's true the state has no business in doing business. People run that. But we keep saying, you offer the basic building blocks, and then people can just,
you think they'll do that?
Training schools. We have training. We do training. Wow. So we have training schools. Let's offer them some training.
Yes.
On road safety, and then make sure that you also have your security agencies monitoring, because you see it's crazy. When you stop at the traffic lights, you see what happens. Right, you get like 50. It can be overwhelming,
especially when you're from a country where nothing like that exists, and you're sitting, and then when they're riding in front of, they just
exactly.
And I'm like, oh my God.
I'm torn between, yes, if we say we are not, if we say we are banning them,
right?
What are they going to do? And I tell you, what we see in Accra, is a miniature. Go to Tamale, go to Aflao, all the border towns. I have no idea.
Yeah,
it's a whole economy. So I would rather advocate for the government to get involved. It's also an avenue. Set up training facilities. Let them be trained.
It keeps
some
of our men and women
employed. Otherwise, I don't know what is going to happen. I mean, already unemployment is an issue in this country. You go to the universities, and what is happening is that the students are there. Workers are also. I'm teaching a lot of workers. I do teaching at we call it the city campus, and most of them are workers who are going back to school.
They're going back.
Half of the company they are all studying
to learn different trades.
to learn different trades.
Oh,
So when they all come out, where are they going? That's delivery
yeah,
of all kinds of products.
exactly.
They carry human beings as well, and all that. So I think it's a balancing act.
Okay.
It's a balancing act.
Oh, wow. So guess what? We're getting to the end. Was it difficult?
It was.
I am so naughty. So I know your hobbies. You love music.
Yes.
You love to dance, just like me. I love music. I love to dance. Before we even get into that, this is a little song for you. I mean, I wish I could have baked.
I have to wear it.
You have to wear it.
I will. Thank you so much.
So we're gonna do a little dance.
You don't say.
Yeah.